This reading is on solutions for lower back pain, and the question will be, what in my life might be contributing to this pain? So lower back pain, or any pain, is painful, but lower back pain can be especially painful because it means that it's hard to sit down and feel comfortable, to lie down even and feel comfortable, to move around and feel comfortable. And it's a really any pain in your back is especially tiring because if you hurt your foot or your hand, you can rest it. You can kind of strap your arm up, or you can put your foot up on a chair and you can pad it out or ice it or heat it, and you can really help rest it while still kind of getting on with your life. It doesn't handicap you entirely, but if you have a back injury, it takes you out at your core. It's almost like someone has, especially in the lower back, it's almost like someone has literally just taken your legs out from underneath you and you can no longer hold yourself up. It's a significant part of the trunk of your tree, and it really affects your kind of stability and your stamina and your ability to cope with other things that are going on in your life. So I thought it would be useful to do a reading about what might be contributing to or causing this pain in your lower back, if that is what you are experiencing. So we have two cards here. So hang on a second, sorry, my battery was just about to die on me. We have two cards here. They're both from the Suit of Swords. So this is kind of like an aggressive suit. It is an action-based suit. It's, swords are all about going to war and fighting and defending ourselves, and we're kind of wielding this sharp pointy stick, and it's heavy and it's made of metal, so it's cold and it's hard and it's dead and lifeless, and it's really powerful too. It's this cold, sharp, dead thing, but it can harm people, it can kill people, it can cut people, it can draw blood from people, it can take life from people, and it can do the same to us if turned on us, or if we accidentally harm ourselves with our own sword. So that's a kind of basis for this reading, given the cards that have come up. That is the kind of the energy that is contributing to or causing your back pain is this cold, hard, fighting feeling, whether it's you having this emotion in your life towards yourself, or someone else is throwing this energy at you. So the first card is the Knight of Swords. So here we see this man, this knight, on a white horse, charging off on his crusade. He's fighting for the kingdom, for the king, for the empire, doing his job, doing what he's told. He's kind of, I don't know, he's a free spirit on his own here, charging off on this crusade in search of the Holy Grail or whatever. But he is working for a king and country. He is not his own man. He is in employment. He is not a sole trader. He is not a lord or a king. So he's kind of suited up in armor and he's doing what he's told. He's following convention and society and the norm. And yet he believes that he's doing the right thing. He believes that he's working for the greater good, in support of his country. And he's crossing this barren land, and it's kind of like it's parched. There's no water here. There are cracks in the landscape. The trees are really scraggy. So there's no sustenance that he can take from this place that he is traveling through. And he's charging through it, and he's trying to get through it as fast as he can to get to the other side, to get to his destination. And maybe his destination will be a beautiful lush oasis, or a beautiful green garden or orchard, or a rich kingdom. But he has to go through this like kind of like empty desert environment first. And so traveling through this environment, he just has himself, and he has his horse. So his horse is like his power animal, his vehicle. This is his means of transport. This is the thing that fuels him. And the horse is a beast under his command. So he is under the command of someone else, someone higher up than him, but he controls this animal, this beast. So he has some power. This horse is like his version of a car. And this horse is his means of getting to where he needs to go and sharing his message and speaking his truth. This horse is wearing, like a blue uniform. So it's got blue around its neck and around its throat. Out the throat chakra, it's all about, speaking the truth. There's also a bit of yellow for the intuition as well. So the horse is helping him to follow his intuition and to speak his truth, to further his goal. The knight himself is obviously wearing armor. He's also wearing brown and red. So the brown is about his roots and being connected to his family tree, which is where he comes from, his nation and everything. And the red is about like drawing up the power from the root chakra. And so he's a very strong, he's strong in what he's doing, and capable and powerful. But the main power that is controlling this card and this pursuit is that of the sword. So if we're looking at it in terms of what is contributing to the lower back pain, it is basically either you are charging intellectually towards a goal, and you think you're doing it for your kingdom. So maybe you're working to support your family, and career-wise, you are charging after this goal, believing this to be the solution, the answer to what you need to be doing in order to like bring money in. But it's it's all intellectual stuff. It's all up here. It's all in the head. It's not connected to the physical body, and therefore it's lacking in the heart, and it's lacking in the stomach, the solar plexus, and compassion and intuition, and it's not grounded enough. So it's like, even though there's red here in where you initially came from, and there's the brown in what you are trying to do, so you're trying to do something for the good of your family, and you think you're coming from a grounded, rooted space, but really you're just charging at it at 100 miles with this metallic energy, and it's disconnected from the body. It's all up here in the intellect. So maybe you're not hearing your body say, this is the wrong decision for you, this is the wrong direction to be heading in, this is not healthful or helpful, and therefore your body is complaining because it's not the energy that you should be trying to bring into your life. Or maybe you have someone charging at you who is like this character here, who is somebody that is working for a larger company, a larger group of people with more authority and power, people with more control, and this person is charging at you, trying to get you to do what they want you to do, trying to to make you come round to their point of view and act in the way that they desire, and it's taking you out and it's taking your power away, and you're feeling attacked and unable to freely make your own decisions. The second card, which this one focuses, like, this one's more about you, yeah. So maybe this is like what is contributing to this pain, and then this is about you and where you are right now and how you kind of need to get out of it. So this is the 8 of Swords. So 8 is like a magical number because it's like the infinity sign. So 8 is like we go round and round and round and round, repeating and repeating, and this is kind of like infinity is. And we can see that as a positive, or we can see that as a negative, because like life goes on and it continues in its own sweet way, independent of us. Or we're stuck in a cycle and a loop and we can't get out of it, and we don't know how to escape, and therefore our life just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, like Groundhog Day. And this card has got a woman, and she's tied up and she's blindfolded, and she's surrounded by these swords, and she's been dumped kind of on a beach in the middle of nowhere, and she's been left there so that, when the tide comes in, she will drown and die. And so that's kind of like where you are at right now, yeah. You're blindfolded, you've been tied up, so you've been kind of disabled, and then you've been trapped. And we could see this card as an indication of where we are today. So today we are isolated, we are trapped, we are stuck at home, we are imprisoned within our own dwelling, yeah. So like I'm going to try to look at this not in terms of like today, but in terms of like today, whatever day it is that you're doing this, watching this reading, okay? Because otherwise I think it's only relevant for like right now and not moving forward into the future, and I want this to be relevant like overall as a blanket statement of how can I help this problem. So that basically, for some reason, whether that be your back pain or another situation in your life, you have been imprisoned. So whether you're stuck at home because you can't work because you have a back pain, or you can't go out, you can't enjoy yourself because you're in pain, so you're kind of imprisoned within your own house. Maybe you're imprisoned at work because you can't afford to leave because you need that income, so you're trapped. Maybe you're imprisoned within your social network of friends or family, and you can't speak up. You don't have the freedom to move. So basically, the energy of the card is that what is causing the back pain is in what is stopping you from being able to release this pain and heal this pain is the fact that you have allowed yourself in some form or another to become trapped, to be imprisoned by either your condition or by the circumstances around you. You are tied up. This tying up has basically taken away your femininity. This card is like blue, grey and orange, yeah. So this woman is wearing orange. The sand is orange, the sea is blue, the sky is blue, the swords are kind of a grey blue, and the background is grey. So the grey of the background is just like, yeah, it's kind of cold, it's hard, it's not very friendly. It's probably the place that this chap's come from, and it's not helping us, it's not supporting us, it's there. It is the prison in which we live, yeah. And then it's like so that was like the grey place that we've come from, and it wasn't very friendly or welcoming or loving. And not only that, but we've been cast out from this place. We have been treated like, or labelled as an outcast, a pariah. So we have been thrown out of this cold kingdom. And whether it was cold when we were living inside of it, or whether it's just cold now when seen from a distance, I don't know. But it's basically, we've been locked up, and that being locked up has stolen our femininity from us. So that part of us that wants to embrace ourselves as like the divine feminine, the goddess, is being forbidden. So our eyes have been blindfolded, so we cannot see the truth, so we cannot partake, so we cannot even, so we don't even know what's going on around us. We don't know what people are saying or doing or how they're acting. It's like that's been taken away from us. So all we have left to us now is what's inside. And then we've been tied up, so we can't express ourselves as an individual, as a woman, the feminine side of ourselves. If we're a man, we're not allowed to express that side of ourselves at all. It's like, no, your sexuality is not allowed in this space, because that is your power. And then we've been surrounded by these swords, so just in case that wasn't enough to kind of keep us still and keep us silent, just in case being cast out of our home and shunned isn't enough to keep us, moving forwards and away and silent and non-complaining. No, now we have to be like surrounded by these swords as an extra threat. Like, you step out of line and we're going to stab you with one of these swords, and you're not welcome to come back. And we don't even want you going out into the rest of the kingdom because we see you as a threat. So this poor woman's like kind of stuck within this circle of swords. But if we look carefully at this circle of swords, we can see that like they're kind of like stacked up around her, but they're not necessarily blocking her way. But she has to go through the water in order to get free. So like, if she could only see, if she could release herself from these bindings, and if she could only take away the blindfold and look, she would realize that she's not actually trapped. She might feel trapped. She might have been told that she is trapped, but she's not actually trapped. Like, she could walk forwards and she could escape these swords. But she will have to go through the water. So she will have to deal with the emotions involved in leaving this space and this scene, and on venturing out alone. And she's going to have to figure out a way of removing the bindings from around her, and like kind of releasing her free spirit out into the world again. But she does have the ability to do that if she so chooses. So her pain is being caused by her not realizing her own power, by her not seeing the truth of the situation that is happening around her, by her not taking her life and her freedom into her own hands, her not taking responsibility for it, her allowing other people to choose what she is and isn't allowed to do for her. So she believes herself to be stuck within this circle, but actually she's more free than she knows. She's not completely free, but she has it within her, the power to free herself. But it's just like this is the problem at the present, is this energy that is, it's either her charging at a problem, trying to find a solution, but losing sight of everything that she's connected to, everything that she is, or it's her running away from what she's connected to and who she is, because she's fixated on this battle, this crusade of hers. And so maybe she needs to kind of stop, turn around and look back in the direction of where she's come from, who she is, look back at her family tree, look back at her roots, and come down into the body and all of its sensations, and really try and feel her way through instead of think her way through. And if she tries to attach a more emotion-based response to the situation, then the answer will become much clearer. And a lot of the solution is about standing up for yourself, empowering yourself, believing in your own strength. Like back pain, especially lower back pain, is said like energetically and within like kind of like the psychology field as being connected to feeling weak and powerless and helpless in a situation, and also like financial instability and not being able to support yourself. And so this card is kind of like trying to, these cards, this one especially, is really trying to point that out to you and trying to guide you back to more of a feminine space of flow and motion and self-love and basically like releasing yourself from the ties that bind you to who you should be and how you should act, and be you be you. Don't be who other people want you to be. Don't allow yourself to be pushed around and bullied by other people. You be you. And then when you're truly you, when you truly stand up for you, when you truly love you, when you truly act, you put yourself in situations where you are supported and loved and respected and valued, then you will find the solution to that pain, because that pain is this person or this energy stabbing you in the back. So whether this person is someone in your life who's charging at you and stabbing you in the back, or whether it's you charging at something which is essentially coming round to then stab you in the back, it could be either. But you really need to like kind of release yourself from here in order to find that healing, that freedom from the pain. So I hope that was useful to you, and I hope that it helped. I hope taking that information on board will guide you to finding a solution to your pain. Obviously there was a lot of information in there, which some or all of it may resonate with you. If you would like to get guidance on other things, do check out my other videos. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with anyone else who might be interested. And you can find me on my website at lemonrosepetals.com if you would like to have a reading or a consultation with me. And also on Instagram, Lemon Rose Petals, I also have a page there. I look forward to sharing more videos with you in the future. Bye.